Hello everyone, this is Venom Geek Media here, and I'm here today with...
Hello, it's Jack again.
And today we will be reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So, just kind of to get a balance, what was your thoughts on the first film?
Great. Surprise. But I didn't particularly myself know much about them.
Yeah.
Didn't read many comic books. Obviously they're a lower grade of comic book superhero team. So not many people would know who they are, but
No.
as soon as we walked into the cinema, that was it. It took off.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it took off, and I think the hype for this one was huge.
Oh, yeah,
there was a massive amounts of hype for it. So, I mean, did it live up to expectations for you?
I think it did.
I think so.
Obviously, with all films, nothing can beat the first. As in, I'd say Avengers 1 was better than Age of Ultron.
But hang on, what about like the Captain America films?
I'm not including that.
You just conveniently forget about them.
I'm not including
I
meant Avenger team films.
Avenger team, yeah, I suppose, but
Civil War, you can't. That's why I didn't mention that,
because it's kind of in the weird place, isn't it? Yeah.
That is one of my best Marvel films.
Yeah. I mean,
up there with Deadpool.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely. So you felt it lived up to the hype?
Yeah. I like the way it used more comedy in this one.
Yeah.
Drax, especially.
Oh yes, I
every
really...
line he said made me smile.
Yes,
and laugh.
I fucking love Dave Bautista. He's brilliant as Drax, just so good. Yeah. The trailers really, they aren't deceiving you.
No,
they are. That is what it's like.
There's that, and then there's more what he does during the film.
Yes,
which they cleverly.
Yes, I mean Drax is probably my favourite personally, particularly from that film. But like, so I mean, would you agree in saying that like the film is a lot more about sort of character building? It's a slower paced story, it's a more character driven story than the first one, which was very sort of set piece action, fast paced.
Yes, I would say that. Even down to big thing not many people knew, Quill's dad was a planet.
Yeah.
Like the people I went with didn't know that.
No.
Because they hadn't looked into it since the first one came out.
Yeah, no.
Whereas myself, I knew that.
Yeah.
And it's like...
So you kind of...
I was like, yes! When they revealed that they were going that way and actually saying he's a planet, I was like...
Yeah.
I like they did this.
I mean, yes, I thought it was really good. I did like that bit, but I just felt that... I don't know, the plot was it was a lot more meandering. And I think that works, because we split up the Guardians... And that was really cool. Yeah. We get more character moments from each of them. I think we get a lot more kind of development and screen time from every single one of them that I really like. But at the same time, the side effect from that is there's like a load of storylines that actually could have probably had their own films.
Yes.
And they,
Yes. Like even down to Yondu and Quill. They could definitely have their own,
they could have
like their own backstory film.
They could have
easily.
Yes, definitely.
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Now, but
yeah, I mean,
I could never see that happening.
No, I mean,
I don't think
I'd have really liked that. And then that whole thing you have with Taserface. It's sort of, there can be, but again, actually, you could get a good chunk of a film for that kind of storyline concerning the Ravagers, and again with the Sovereign.
Like they teased it at the end of the film when they all came to Yondu's funeral.
Yeah.
They teased spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. As if you didn't know that already. Yeah.
Don't lie, you've all seen this film.
I mean, they teased that in a little bit. Only if you would research it and check that they've actually got a team of their own.
Yeah, again, I
in
mean,
the
this is
Marvel
the
universe.
thing about Guardians of the Galaxy in particular is that everyone knows a little bit. Anyone who grew up watching superhero cartoons knows a little bit about most of the mainstream superhero storylines,
Yeah.
but no one knows jack about Guardians. Like, very few people, unless you've gone and looked it up. You're not gonna, or you actually like read it at the time.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
Internet.
find it. So I mean, you have all that.
Another bit as well. I don't know about yourself, but the prototype fin, what
That was-
Yondu had to put on his head.
Yeah,
His original one from
that
the comics.
was
That's what it was.
Oh
I
right.
was so. I don't know if you knew that yourself, or
I
I was so happy
yeah.
they put that in, because I was like, if you look at the comic books, that's his fin.
yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. I
It's
mean,
one of the
so
moments where you're just like, oh my god.
I mean, so let's kind of run out. So, what would you say was your favourite bit of the film? Like, if you had to pick a favourite scene.
Definitely when they're taking down the Ravagers.
The Ravagers when with the
With Yondu, Rocket,
yeah,
and Groot.
yeah.
When they're taking
that's-
down the entire ship.
That's fucking awesome.
As soon as they walk into the security room, Yondu has his way with them.
Yeah,
Well,
that was fucking awesome. I mean, actually, I think a bit I really liked that was just before that was Baby Groot trying to find Yondu's fin. It was just hysterical. I mean, that was great. And also, I think quite interesting maybe to point out. Sean Gunn takes a much bigger role in this film. In the first film, he's just kind of there, it's James Gunn's brother. You just gave him a little part, and in this one, he's like a proper.
He involved him a lot.
Which I kind of like that. That was really cool.
I love how he put him into the film as well.
Yeah.
He's a good character in this.
Yeah.
In this one.
And there were a few. I think there were a few good references. Like I remember, like Rocket telling Baby Groot to steal one of the Ravager's robotic eyes, in reference to the first film when he wanted it.
He actually came back to it.
No, let's keep it.
That part of the film was great.
Yeah.
That's what I need to say.
Yeah, I mean, I really did like that middle act. And then
even the beginning, the people I went with didn't particularly like how they introduced the film. Don't know what. I thought it was great.
the first.
The very first scene where Baby Groot is dancing around them.
See, I
loved it
I
myself
love that.
as well.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand.
I mean,
how can't you like?
How can you? No, I mean personally, the song "Mr. Blue Sky" is not one of my favourite songs, probably because I've heard it a fuck ton of times. As you do growing up in Britain, but in that was still really fucking cool. And it has a lot of kind of Deadpool vibes actually.
Yeah. I love how they played it on like the previous film where Quill was dancing around.
Yes.
I'm guessing it was more.
I mean, just
a
kind of
comedic view on how he was doing.
But I mean, I was just kind of saying that actually. With the soundtrack, what have you used on the soundtrack of the film compared, particularly to the first film?
I loved the first film. I loved every song they used.
Yeah.
Even in the newer one, they do well.
Yeah.
They had a lot to live up to.
Yeah.
From the first one. And I think they done it. They lived up to the first one.
I mean,
they could never overdo it.
No,
because of how good the first one was.
I think all the first film are absolute bangers.
Yeah.
All very big, loud, bang. Very sort of fast and action paced. And actually, there's a lot more sort of. Are they technically country songs? Like more slower folk songs? Personally, I didn't like that. But I did like the more sort of, actiony songs that they did have, like Fox on the Run, and The Chain.
Yeah.
That was a really cool moment when that starts playing. That was just fucking awesome. And I mean, who was your favourite, like, out of the Guardians?
Out of the Guardians, Yondu stole.
Yeah.
Stole, like, yes, you had hints towards Harry controls his bow in the first one, but in this one, it's a whole different thing.
Oh yeah.
It's
like
so cool the way he just wrecks everyone in his way.
Yeah.
With this arrow.
And he's a really developed character, and I think that's the key thing with this film going forward, is that it takes a very deliberately different approach to the first, and I think that's the main thing to kind of take away from it. So, you know, don't go in expecting another of the first movie,
and again, it was so unexpected.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon if it didn't blow up as much as it did they didn't really need to do a second one, if you think about it.
No. Oh, they probably weren't going to.
But because of how much it blew up,
they had to.
The fans were demanding it.
Yeah. I mean, I think for the first one, the guys at Marvel were like, I'm a bit bored. Should we make a film? Yeah, what do you want to make a film about? We're doing most of these guys. What's this? This Guardians of the Galaxy. They look pretty fucking weird. Well, this will never sell. But let's just do it for the fuck of it. And no. Cast Chris Pratt, absolute brilliant. So would your verdict be go out and see this movie?
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
Another spoiler, wait until the end.
Yes.
The very end. There's several after credit scenes. I think there's like 4 or 5.
There's so many. I remember it was quite a quiet night. I was in the cinema because we weren't quite late. It was like 10 p.m.
Yeah, I went at 7.
No, I went to a 10 p.m. showing, and so it was basically mostly sort of, all adults. a load of guys who had dragged their missus along, and I remember he was like, this guy next to me, and he was like, "No, we need to watch all the end credit scenes." And she's like, "Let's just go." And he's like, "No, look, there's this one, and then there's this one."
I can't believe you still see people get up and leave.
I know.
In the Marvel films, you look around.
No, I mean,
why are you getting up? Sit down.
I don't know. I used to be very kind of against going and leaving for the post-credit scene, because it's just like I'll look it up on YouTube later. I don't really give a shit. But actually, for that one, it was just so fun. It was like more just more of the movie.
I think the last time I got up and walked out was the very first Transformer film. Had an after credit scene.
Oh, did it?
Yes.
That was like before.
Before anything
were a thing.
And then I was like, "Oh God, they've got something going here. I'm waiting every film I go and watch."
Yeah.
Especially if I know there's going to be a second one, third one.
Yes. One. I mean, yeah, that is an ingrained sort of tradition, and they reward us in this one by giving us tons, so that we have reasons. It's not a chore to stay for the end credit scenes. You can sit through and enjoy them, and it's all spread out through the credits. And I actually loved the credits. Actually, we have them all sort of. There were different ones, weren't there?
Different types.
And there was one where
how serious, how funny.
Yeah. Well, there was one where they were all dancing about, and Drax was just looking. He was just in his little box, and he was just like, "Look, what the fuck is these people doing?"
And I loved the one where Baby Groot was going through his teenage years.
Yes.
He walked in, tripped over his vines.
Yeah.
Every teenage boy's room is filthy.
Yeah.
I would just say it, like 90% of teenage boys, representation. Baby group, teenage group, myself.
Yeah. I also liked with Stan Lee, because I'm hearing like he's actually like going to become he is actually going to turn out to be like an actual character.
The Earth's Watcher. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name off the top of my
which would be
head,
pretty sick. But in kind of summary, sort of conclusion, do you like this one better than the first? You know, has it had enough time to sink in?
I don't think like the first one was so good, so unexpected. I had higher expectations for this one. It achieved them, but it's not like I've been blown out of out of proportion.
Yeah, I've not. No, yeah, I agree. I wasn't knocked out of the park. I got a sequel. I got a solid sequel. I really enjoyed it, and it went in an interesting direction. But I think what the first film has is just this really good watchability. If I was, because it's so action packed and exciting and all that, whereas this one's a lot slower and considered in its pace, and so that I can imagine watching like the first one like just sort of standalone.
Yeah.
But I would probably be watching like this one as part of a sequence. But yeah, so yeah, thanks for coming on again. Thank you all guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.